Evil comes in many forms. The Witch stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph Ineson, and is directed by Robert Eggers. First off, before I get into this review, I'm going to say I will do a little bit of spoiler talk at the end of this review, but if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry, I'm not going to talk spoilers, and I will give you a warning once I do. Because there are some things that I want to talk about, but they are filled with spoilers. There's not really much I can tell you in the spoiler-free section, but I can still give you the gist of the movie and my overall thoughts. So back in the 1800s, there were these stories of witchcraft that were passed down from generation to generation. And the actual dialogue from this movie is taken from these tales. And The Witch is a film that I've been anticipating for quite a few months now. I remember I did a trailer review for it, and I had a feeling this was going to be one of those movies that is, for lack of a better term, just special in my eyes. It's not your traditional horror film. This is the type of film that comes along, I'd say, once in a while. And I knew that this would be unsettling, and this would be a film that stays with you, and this one really does. For good or for bad, it's still gonna stay for you. And this movie is not gonna be for everybody. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This has some very, very disturbing imagery in it. So The Witch is about this family in the 1800s, and the father is cast away from this plantation because of basically his pride. He has some doubts about his faith. That's something we kind of learn throughout the movie. And in the beginning of the movie, at least I didn't think the movie really spelled out exactly why him and his family were cast out. So early in the movie, his family, they're settling in their new location, and then all these strange occurrences start happening. First off, with the missing of their newborn child. First off, I'm gonna say this movie has beautiful cinematography. The direction is just outstanding, top notch. This is not a quote unquote Hollywood horror movie. No, this really has an independent film style. And what I love about independent films is there is no safety net. Really, anything can happen, and it really does in this movie. Throughout the whole movie, there's just this undercurrent of tension because really I didn't know what was going to happen next. I think unsettling is the best word I could think of to describe The Witch. Also, let me mention the acting in this movie is, again, top notch. Just great acting all the way through, especially from the children. There's one scene with the child Caleb that really is Oscar worthy. This might be one of the best acting performances by a child I think I've seen on film. Also, Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Thomason, she is really the center character of this movie. And throughout the movie, you are going to be unsure about her character. It's very, very ambiguous. And I'd say right up until the last 5 minutes of the movie, you're going to be unsure. But I found her character so interesting, so compelling. And her acting in this movie is just flawless. Like I stated, guys, this film just really, really gets under your skin. You're not going to be able to stop thinking about it. Bottom line, though, it's not for everybody. Like I said, it's definitely not for the faint of heart. But from a filmmaking standpoint, I got to give this movie Trapped on an Island. It is that effective. And it's the type of film that doesn't come along that often. I really just enjoyed it. So now I'm going to do a little bit of spoiler talk. So if you haven't seen the movie, I would turn it off here. Watch the movie, and then come back for the spoiler talk. So you have been warned. So what I love about this movie is the focus on the children throughout and how it's so ambiguous. You're not really sure throughout who is possessed by the witch or who the witch is really. But the first time you really suspect something is off about Thomason is when she is at the lake with her brother Caleb. And Caleb is having these sexual thoughts about his sister. And her two twin siblings, they suspect something, and that is the first time that a hint of witchcraft comes out of her through what she says to these twin siblings. And it's really unsettling. But it's directed so well because even after that scene, she denies it, and you as the viewer are still not sure. And I found it interesting throughout the movie how the evil really finds its way into this family through the children. Not just Thomason, but also Caleb and the twins. One scene that really just creeped me out and got under my skin was the last 5 minutes after Thomasin kills her mother, that was the moment when I thought, okay, she is possessed by this witch. And then she goes into the barn and you hear the voice of really Satan. I just found that scene so eerie and really just so creepy. And I think the whole moral of this whole story is the father, he lost faith in his religion, and then the witches pretty much took over and killed the whole family, except for Thomasin, who joined, the evil. So anyway, guys, that is my spoiler talk. This movie was really unsettling, and I still just cannot get it out of my head. And I'm sure I might have been off on some of this stuff because the movie is really just ambiguous. And I love that about it. So guys, my question for you is, what are some of your most messed up films that you have ever seen? Mine would most definitely be Lars von Trier's Antichrist. That film is really messed up. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Drumdum out.